What up? All right, let's break it down. All right, we got the monthly coming to a close tomorrow. It's been kind of a wild day in the markets. Nonetheless, we're gonna start fresh, break things down, see what's going on, and we're not gonna make any predictions or anything like that. We just want to see what the hell is going on around the markets because things are spicy at the moment. So any charts we're gonna clear up. I mean, in essence, we should probably start with the Dixie. All right, Dixie Doodle. All right, let's come to a monthly chart. All right, as we do. All right, let's clean up anything we have done already. We're good. All right, let's look at pure price action. Take off any alerts and what have you, and see what we got going on. All right, so you know we love our boxes on this channel and our zones. All right, so here we go. We got boxes around price action. All right, right here. Consider that my level 1. Consider this my level 2. Okay, and we're going to consider this level 3. All right, where we're currently at. All right, this is all gravy on the Dixie. Now, however high that goes or however low it goes, it's irrelevant, whether it plays out or not. All right, and remember, with the boxes, you want to see price stay inside the box, it breaks out and comes back and forms into a new box. Now, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, there can be a little bit of overlap. These boxes are real clean, actually. You know, absolute, almost real clean. All right, little dips are completely allowed. All right, but in essence, if these are monthlies, you know, you can even go from the monthly closes. All right, where you kind of had a little dip into the box here. All right, there is some overlap here. All right, but in essence, it looks like you got to bounce off these previous highs on the Dixie. All right, looking at it from like a vector candle perspective, this is a reversal zone into the box. All right, so that kind of like to me solidifies it as a new zone. All right, where we actually haven't, we just had a little wick below the zone on the monthly. Okay, um, as far as monthly vectors go, you know, you got this little guy down here. All right, I mean that's a complete possibility. All right, it's at the bottom of your 50 to 55 EMA. All right, on the monthly time frame, it is completely possible you come back down into here. I don't think that you're going anywhere below here. All right, I really don't. Absolutely not. I don't think that this is at all a possibility for the Dixie. I'm pretty bullish on the Dixie at the moment, but you know, let's take another look at what's going on Market Cipher and our volume. I mean, you know, I got my PVSRA set to different kinds of levels. When you pull up your PVSRA, all right, you're gonna have it with green and red. I switched the colors up to go with your mindset, but in essence, you know, they are buying dollars. You know, the dollar. They're actually selling dollars on the way up, right? They're selling up here, right, and then they're buying it back here. All right, that's what smart money does. All right, so currently they were selling all the way up, right, and buying assets, and then selling assets and buying the dollar. Right now, they should be selling assets and buying the dollar. That's in essence the how smart money works, in as far as like the whole trading concept of smart money concepts, if you will. Okay, but you know, you got a green vector up here on your monthly time frame. All right, it principally, right, you would think that they would take half of the vector. All right, at least half of the vector zone. So you can do it from the zone, from the wick to the body or whatever, but you know, you do it from the candle. All right, and in essence, on that principle alone, on the vector candle principle, all right, you would say that they would take at least half of this vector candle, sitting at around 109. All right, on the monthly time frame. Okay, so you know, that's something to think about. What else? If you want to draw a fib, if you will, all right, you can go from this low to this low, see what you came down to, all right, see what you retraced to. Make sure this stays right this time. All right. So, I mean, you really, it looks like you got a little wick below your .5 fib. Um, not too shabby if you ask me. All right. From that swing low to swing high. All right. And in essence, if you want to see what kind of retracement you're going to get, you can come from your swing high on the monthly to your swing low. All right. Right now, you're getting a rejection basically off of your .382 fib. All right. Didn't quite make it there just yet on your monthly time frame, and you're getting rejected off of your 5 EMA. In essence, your first rejection. All right. So a spot to look for a little support, all right, would be your .386 fib, all right, on your 13 EMA around 103.49 on the monthly. All right, let's see if that changes on a different chart. All right, 103.80 there, okay. But in essence, you don't exactly need all that. What else you got here? That's the monthly. Let's go to the weekly. Market Cipher, by the way, on the monthly time frame, come over to here where there's a little bit more data. I mean, money flow is increasing on the monthly, to be honest with you. VWAP is coming up. I don't know. I don't know. The monthly time frame is a very, very large time frame to be looking at. When you're looking at this, money flow hasn't really come up more than back here in 2017, although it's on its way up. All right, it's on its way up. Hasn't made a higher high on the monthly. It has made a higher high on the monthly. All right, so that looks very, very bullish at the moment. I am a little bit more bullish on the Dixie than anything. All right, so let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay, I mean, I know Savvy pointed out 3 white soldiers. All right, on the weekly time frame, you got a weekly vector up here that you have not claimed. Again, you can take 50% of the vector, and that sits again at about 108. All right, so that's a big spot for the Dixie, that 108 region. On the weekly time frame, you got your EMAs kind of about to cross above the 50 EMA on the weekly. All right, your 5 EMA is about to come up. That's a big sign of strength. Okay, whether it does that or not, we will see. This is pretty strong at the moment. Heikinashi's looking real strong at the moment. Things are looking hella bullish for the Dixie. The only thing here that has me a little bit like it can get a little bit of a pullback is look at BBWP. BBWP, it was in the red, although it has ticked up on the weekly. So that's another thing to be mindful of, that you can get a little more slow, steady rise out of the Dixie. All right, on Market Cipher, you have a beautiful new trigger wave on the weekly. Right, that's pretty nice here. All right, right there. Higher high, higher low. Okay, money flow, nice little, it's on its way up. Money is coming into the Dixie. Yeah, man, let's go to the daily. All right, because the daily was pretty interesting to me. I mean, obviously, Market Cipher showed huge manipulation to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow X's. 6-1 mark the bottom on the daily. However, you're getting a red dot on the daily at the moment, but money flow is curving up. Let's see if it crossed the 0 line. It hasn't crossed yet, so you might get a little bit of a down day in the Dixie. It's probably gonna depend on news as usual. That's how it goes. But you got your 55 or 50 EMA at 103.62 on the daily. All right, but really, I would look for more of a bounce at 103.50. But in essence, how we love our zones. All right. I mean, you can put a box up here, right? This is a box, right? And then this would have been a box. Price kind of broke into there. All right. Bangarang Rufio. And now you've kind of made a V bottom, all right? Where you got this little amount of price action down into here. All right, that would have been your buy, right? 3 levels of drop on the daily. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now you come back over like something like the 12 hour. All right, prices come up above its previous consolidation zone. All right, so now you got this boxing up here. All right, which you can make yellow is like a level 2. All right. Well, actually, you know what? Like, this would be your V bottom. This would be a new level 1, in my opinion. Okay. All right. You had this vector here. All right. You've taken a good amount of it, but you see, like, you got a lot of red zone here that you can come down and take. All right. 102 on your 12 hour is your 800 EMA. I don't think you're coming down that low. All right, because I don't think that you're going to break much back into this box. If anything, you're going to come down and touch, you know, about 103.50. Come back down to here, maybe get a bounce off your 50 EMA on your 12-hour time frame. All right, that would be a great spot to take any kind of short. All right, in my opinion. You know, your 8-hour EMA. I mean, your 8-hour. Your 800 EMA is another spot interest for me. All right, it's where they previously reversed from. All right, the stop and volume candle on your 8-hour. Stopped it right at that 800 EMA on your 8-hour, and you're about to get that cross. It looks super bullish at the moment. Super bullish. All right. We'll see if the 200 holds, but you know, yeah, about that 103 zone is kind of big for me. Let's pull a fib and see what we got going on here. Mr. Dixie Doodle. So your 382 retracement is right around 103.28. All right, you can kind of look for that, if you will, for a retracement. I don't think you're coming down here to your golden pocket. All right, and of course, you know, we can pull fibs both ways and see what you get. Why not? All right, your golden pocket lays around 103.50. You know, so right in this zone is definitely a big level of interest for Mr. Dixie. All right, so we're gonna mark him out there. Anyway, a little gray action. Be good like this. All right, good enough. All right. Again, like, you can look at this. Let's get rid of the fibs because we don't really need them. All right. Again, like, I kind of believe, more or less, you know, your price action basically consolidated inside of this box right here. All right. Again, it doesn't go back to the previous zone. So what you got going on here is that price is kind of broken up into another box right up into here, and you kind of sat there. Okay. So you can even draw another zone here like this as like a level 2. All right, where you're getting like 2 waves up and a pullback. I do expect a little bit of a pullback into here, probably where speed occurred. You know, maybe take this wick on the 8-hour. All right, probably gonna take that wick. Although, again, it looks extremely bullish. So, you know, if you do get a pullback a little bit, you know, your next zone up in here, you got some green volume up here at 105. All right, but again, your retracement from your macro golden pocket, if you will, I would go swing high from your 8-hour. You know, again, that 108 zone, that 108 is a big zone. So look out for 108. All right. And then, you know, you could come up into there, dude, and you could sit above all this, you know, or you'll probably get a little pullback because this kind of has two zones in it, if you will. If you're looking at it from an 8-hour time frame, all right, where you kind of have this zone up into here. All right, a little bit of overlap there, right? And then you also have this little chunk here. Right, two zones, usually in level 2. All right, kind of similar to this. All right, so what I would be looking for right here is you're kind of like getting a rejection off this first zone here, and you're looking for it to come up above this zone, kind of make a higher high, and then sit probably around 106 and consolidate into there probably. You know, come up, you know, get a little rejection, come back down for a retracement, and we'll see what goes on in that time or whatever. But you know, it looks fairly bullish. All right, fairly bullish. This is 2 levels right here in level 2. All right, like that's what we kind of look for in a level 2 rise. All right, in essence. So here's like a level right here. Okay, and then you coming up into another level here. And it looks like you're kind of sitting here. Kind of like sat in that zone. All right, there could be pullbacks or whatever, a wick, you know, but I wouldn't expect price to stay in there. It's still looking like it's moving pretty good. Bitcoin holding out pretty well at the moment. All right, but again, like that daily had a red dot, so you know, just something to consider. That daily had a red dot. You got a red signal there. You're at your 200 EMA on your daily. So you're probably going to get some resistance. Again, you can get a wick down in here. Maybe the zones, you know, maybe this zone doesn't hold. You know, you look at your daily. I mean, it's more like that as far as like zones go from a closing perspective. So could you come down into there? You know, something like that. Again, that would be your 103, you know, and get a, you know, a push off of the 13 EMA on the daily, you know. So something to think about for the Dixie, Mr. Dixie Doodle. All right, I guess that's good on the Dixie. So, you know, again, we'll reiterate it, you know, about 103.50, right, on the Dixie, and then looking for a move up to about 108. I mean, that's the bearish case. Let me get a little sip of Diet Coke. All right. I mean, if you come back down, you know, into this zone, you know, and start getting rejected, you know, this could, in essence, kind of like be your little meme rising wedge type deal, you know? I know my man Jordan was looking at it sort of like that. You know, something like this. If this is really how it's supposed to be. Come over to a better time frame where we can get a little bit better lines here. Yeah, it looks like, let's see, this could be like a little bit of a fake out, come back up, you know, but if you do break it down, you'll probably take all these vector candles, but you could also form another W formation or whatever. I don't know, I'm pretty bullish on the Dixie at the moment, but we'll see. Alright, so let's go over to Bitcoin, see what's going on. Bitcoin getting a little pumpy action. What's going on here, man? What's going on here? Alright, let's go to the start of the week, alright? Because we did have the weekly close, alright? Let's come over here to our good chart with our good EMAs. Alright, weekly closed above your 5 EMA, which is a good sign, in essence. Alright, market cipher, you know, looking like it's rolling over a little bit. VWAP coming down, money flow coming up. A lot of convergence here, alright? But in essence, you know, you do have a little bit of a trend line, I guess, right? No? See, that's like a breakout, right? But nothing really there. VWAP though, VWAP is curving down pretty heavy, man. Pretty heavy. That's pretty bearish. All right. 3-day. I know you had a red dot. You have some bearish divergence on your 3-day time frame. Usually, it doesn't mess around here. All right. It's pretty bearish. Okay. A pullback is definitely expected. All right. You got some bear div there. Also, BBWP is getting pretty low. All right, so I think a move is coming. Again, you got, you know, a lot of liquidity sitting down up in these zones. You got 3 vector candles, 3 pushes up. You know, 3 daily time frame sessions moved up. You know, 3 hits to the high, if you will. All right. You know, on your weekly, you got pins issued to the Mayo. All right, that is in essence a textbook short. I've heard Casper talk about it too. You know, like it's almost too textbook. You know, 2 pins to the Mayo, like it's almost too easy of a short where you kind of would expect like one more move up, right? The rule of 3, one more pin coming up. You know, maybe about 26.8. Take the rest of this green volume up here. You know. You could even come up to 26, 8, you know, 840, or I'm sorry, 880, and they could claim the rest of that green zone on the weekly time frame. It could happen. All right, so that's your weekly. I showed you the 3-day bear div. I don't know. Did you have bearish? You had bearish divergence on your 4-day. You had. Did you get bearish div on your 5-day? I mean, another thing is look at how split. Yeah, you had bear div on your 5-day, and that red dot did confirm. February 5th. Yeah, it confirmed on the 5-day. 5-day looks like from Saturday you got to bounce off your 50 EMA. All right. So interestingly enough. You know, we like to look at the monthly. We love to look at the monthly. All right, you got your 13 EMA sitting at 25,700. Interesting place. And your 21 EMA sitting at 27,723. All right, those are big spots. You know, and anytime you come up to an EMA on the monthly, you're gonna get a rejection. Like, it's a pretty easy scalp short. Like, you come up to that zone right there, you can scalp that. You can scalp it back to the other EMA that's close on the monthly. It's a pretty easy scalp, you know. You can just see, like, even if you got it from there to there, you know, that's a 4%. It's a 4% scalp, you know, from that zone to that zone. I mean, when did that occur? Let's take a quick look. I mean, if you mark it off, right, anytime you get this kind of action here, if you just play your monthly EMAs, it's a pretty good strategy for taking scalps. Right about there. All right, so like, look, there's 3 zones right there, right? You come over to your daily time frame, right? You're coming up to your 13 EMA, right? Look at that. Look at how beautiful it is. It's so pretty. Now, granted, they were at different places at that moment, all right? But, you know, you're coming up to that zone, all right? And you see a wick there, you know, 2 wicks to the high. You could scalp that, you know, 10x leverage. You know, you take it down past here. I do expect a move down to about 21,630 at the moment. You know, this will move up, though. This will move up with time. But in essence, if you caught that move just from the close on the daily, right, down to where you are now, you know, 8%, dude, 10x leverage. 10x leverage on that, which isn't really a big deal. You know, you made 80% on that move. That's a great move. It's a great, great move. Alright, and you could have been laddering in on every wick. You see this big wick here, right? And a blue candle come in. You know that blue candle is going to get taken on the daily. You know, I don't know if it's on Binance. It's the same thing. Yeah, that blue candle, you know that thing's going to get taken. It's where speed is occurring. You know? That's it. That's so easy. Once this thing sat here, and you got another wick, and then you come down. I mean, granted, it took half of it, but you still had a lot of red down here to come down and take. All right, that's pretty easy scalping. All right. Now, where you go from here, now you're sitting in the middle of the range. This isn't exactly the most ideal place to be taking a trade. All right. I mean, in essence, it's not the worst thing in the world to try to go short here. You got your 12 and your 13 and your 5 EMA that have crossed, which kind of tells you that it's done with this zone here, right? Like this zone right here, in essence, is now done, right? It kind of solidifies that. I feel like taking a short, man. I really do. But it doesn't matter. You don't need to trade every day. Alright, kind of solidifies that as it being the end of that zone, okay? Let's go to the Heikin Ashi candles. See where we close on our weekly. Alright, on the Heikin Ashis. Heikin Ashi candle, you are getting a reversal candle on the weekly. Kind of like you got over here, though. You know, you only got a little quick move down to the 5 EMA. Although it's your second reversal candle, you might get a move down. Again, 21.4 seems like a promise in a way. Alright, but you can tell, like I think some people were talking about, you know, this strong uptrend. It's not that strong. You're getting undershadows on your weekly. You know, 1, 2, 3 weeks with undershadow wicks. That signifies that the trend is slowing down and reversing. Okay, so something to think about. You know, your 2 week is fairly strong at the moment, but again, like, you know, the wicks will tell you how strong it really is, and you haven't gotten a big wick on that one, although it just started. So, you know, on your monthly time frame though, you know, you got a nice reversal candle, and we'll see how the monthly closes. I mean, you know, your monthly could close and you could get a reversal candle here. You're probably not gonna, though, right? In essence, you would think that you would get another candle very similar to this. We'll see. It could be a huge dump tomorrow, actually, and then your next monthly candle opens up down here. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Anyway, so on your daily Heikin Ashis, all right, you got a nice reversal candle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This looks like a pullback, and then a continuation down into here. Again, your 200 EMA sits at 21.7. 21.7, 21.8 seems like a really, really good zone for a long. All right, I think you're going to get a wick down into there, and if you can catch a wick, right, at that higher low, somewhere around here, you know, 21.7, man, that's going to be a great long on Frozen. If he comes down to that. All right, there's no promises to that, though. All right, this thing could just shoot back up for all we know. Who knows? Because if another thing is here, if you want, let's look at the high block. Oof! Look at all the shorts, man. They're piling on. See, it's not the best thing, right? Because you got now, wow, like almost 2 billion in shorts sitting right up here at 23.7. Price is very, very close to that. There's a lot of people going shorts. You would almost expect a short squeeze, right? You come over to the 7-day, I think it's even crazier. See, this is the problem, you know? Even though, like, the TA says one thing, like, they will just move money. Look at, on their 7-day time frame, you got 3 billion, sitting at 24K. You got another 2.5 billion at 24.50. 24.1, another close to 2 billion. 2 billion. Almost 4 billion. Dude, you got so many shorts sitting up here. I think, actually, you know, you look at this, it looks like you're going to get a hell of a short squeeze, man. It looks like you're going to get a hell of a short squeeze. So, we'll see what happens in Asia. There's a lot of liquidity up there. Let's go to the monthly, see what's going on in the monthly. Because even though there's all that, oh, see? There is a ton up here now. This is a ton of liquidity. Now, I know, you still got about 20 billion. Oh, wow. 18, 13, 12, another 12, 8, 7. But then up here, what do you got? 15, 30, right? 43, you know, 55, freaking 70, 80, you know, oh my god, 93. You got like 100 billion sitting up above 26K, man. You have a buttload. I mean, you got 100. You got like 100 billion up here, all right. And then what do you got here? 8. That's 20. That's 30. It's 40. 50. Let's say 60 and round it, right? Let's just say 65 and round it, all right? Let's say 70. Okay. Let's say 70. You know. Let's say 80, right? You got another 100 billion already right down here, and then some. And then you got the big fat one at 21. Could you get a wick to 21? I mean, it's very likely if price comes cascading down, this liquidity will come off real quick. People will be paying themselves, and price will just stabilize. You know, around that 21.8. You know, if price comes to 21.8. I mean, you could see a wick down to 21.2. But, yo, that 20,900 zone and 20,500 is a big level. Let's see where it's at. Let's see. What would be the higher low? The higher low, I mean, you could still make a higher low at 20,500. All right? You know? You could still, well, it wouldn't be a higher low. I mean, look, think of it like this. You can get a wick, take the liquidity, and still close and make a higher low. All right? It can be a big wick. I mean, look at this wick. This wick was 1.5%. Okay? So what's 1.5% back from that? There's 2%. Yeah. Like 1.5%. Look, 21K. 21K. Where's your liquidity lie? Right here. 2,900. It's totally feasible. Totally feasible for you to get a wick down to there. Alright? And try to take some of the liquidity. It'll probably come off. Alright? You don't have any vectors down here. On the daily. This was a vector, actually. On Binance, it's a vector. Yeah, this is a vector right here. Right? But see, you've kind of come down and taken that liquidity. But people added here. That's the problem. And the scary part is with all of that liquidity down here, if you in this blue zone is where speed happened, there's gaps in the chart there. There's a big gap in that chart. And you could fall right through that. Because you take your fixed range profile. Alright, from this range right here. Look at that huge gap. That's a huge volume gap, right? And I know that's the CME gap, but the thing is like, you come down past that low and you make a new low, price is probably going to come down, you know, to the 18.8 zone. Alright, it's a big gap. Alright, price could kind of stop anywhere, right? Let's take a quick look at that fixed range volume profile real quick from here. See what we got going on. All right, you were above your point of control from this right here, but we all know that like the market makers create these support and these volume regions just to rip it through it later. So I wouldn't really count on it, okay? But let's go ahead and like let's set up the weekly chart for trading, okay? Just to set things up. All right. First of all, let's just go from the whole range and just take a quick look at the whole range and just mark out just simple stuff, okay? You're at your high, your value area high right here. If this breaks, all right, you could come all the way down to your point of control. Period. End of story. Although you do have a high volume node here at 20,235. Although I don't really take into account this price action. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I really don't. Although you can say something like this, where you have this high volume node right here, and we're just going to draw a box because you know it's not perfect. So you know you did get that wick to that node and bounce away from it, all right, but I think that it's just a bounce. All right, you get another area here at 22,321. all right, that is your value area high from the range. All right, but that's the point where you want to hold that right there, okay? Because if you break that, all right, and you're looking on Binance here, you got shorts that they can come eat right into this zone right here at 21, right? And you know there's a big bag of liquidity there where if you're coming down, you're going to come down pretty hard. All right, so we want to see where they want to go for. If they're going for shorts, you know, 26,000, you know, right up in here. They could eat this, they could eat all that. Your target would be somewhere. Are they gonna really stop it at the 800 EMA? Are they? They probably won't. They'll get their shorts filled just above it. All right, so you know these are our monthly. We're gonna mark those out on the chart real quick. So this is our 13 EMA monthly. All right, our 50 EMA monthly. EMA monthly. Okay. You're probably, let me just put a little box around this real quick. All right, and see what else is up there as far as EMAs go. Right, so you got your 200 EMA on your 3-day, all right, which is another logical place to come because you know I love the Fibonacci EMAs. You had your 897 fib, all right? They consolidated around the golden, you know, your Fibonacci fib, right? I mean, your Fibonacci EMA, right? You break it back above, a big mad move above, right? Your 3-day, you cross, right? 5 and 13 cross, all this big cross up in here, all right? And in fact, I think they didn't actually even come back down and test it on your 3-day, all right? It was just a mad move. All right, they never came down and tested it. In fact, let's just take a quick look on how that went down. All right, so bangarang. Right, as soon as that crossed, right, bang. People probably shorted the hell out of it. Right, they shorted that cross, and they said, "Nope, just kidding." Right, that's how it went down. People trade the crosses, and that's not how it really works. All right, so be cautious. Just like they're trading the death cross. All right, because look, what happens here? You got your golden cross, right? Everyone goes long, they rip it down. All right, where you get a little bit of a dump. Now, where it stopped is interesting, right? It is interesting, but then again, you know, when you got the golden cross. So let's just take a quick look at how that went down, right? Play it. Slow it down, slow it down. Go back. Wait. Alright, you gotta think about it from like a retail perspective, right? Look, you're a retail trader. Bang. They front run. The market makers make you front run the golden cross. It crosses that day, right? You go long. They're ripping the market away from you. Okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, and bang, they're starting to hit your liquidations, right? That's how it goes. Now they hit your liquidations. They moved away from it. However, there are more down there. All right. So anyone that played the death cross actually had the right idea. All right. Now, is it? You got to think of it now, right? If you played the death cross, okay, you play the golden cross, they got you. Now, they would be going for the people who played the death cross, right? Now, the death cross actually occurred back here, which is interestingly enough. So it's almost as if they've went for them already, because really, you look at it here, right? You play that back. Come over here. Right? If you're front running the death cross, what happened to you? You're front running it, you go, you front run it right there, bang, what do? They rip it. Okay? Now you actually, where do you get the cross to confirm? So the cross actually confirms here. So if you front run it, it confirmed there, right? They got you, right? So there's no reason to short it. Okay? Now it is confirmed. It confirmed before the golden cross. Alright. There's your pin, rip to the downside, and that's where you're at. I mean, you almost want to see 3 pins. Alright? I really do. I really would want to see a massive wick up here. And like maybe a candle, like a big candle, and sits up there where you get like a candle that looks like this, right? Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it doesn't happen this week, but it happens next week, where you get a candle up here, right? Up into that region, 27, whatever. Let's see over here. You could even get this. Something like this. Come back up into these wicks up here, right? You get a massive God candle here, right? And then basically like a bearish engulfing candle that comes back down. Or maybe not. Or maybe it just, comes back down there and tests that. Maybe you get a back down and test of the 50, but we'll see what happens. You could get this. I mean, hell, is that unfeasible? Yeah. You're never going to get that. But maybe you get this. Something like that. Where you get like a God candle. Right? And then you get a crazy ass red candle. This would not surprise me one bit. Okay? This kind of price action would not surprise me. Alright? That wouldn't be too bad. Alright? Looking at it from another perspective here. I mean, if you go... Let's see what kind of retracement you got here. Right? You had this. Right? Where you got a rejection off your golden pocket and you move down. Alright? In essence. right? If you went the other way with it, it was off your 382 fib. Okay. Now, if you want to go swing low to swing high, which, you know, I don't know if I would say, right? That would be around your 0.5 fib. Okay, maybe you get a move up here, but I doubt it. But your 0.5 fib, you know, 31.9-ish, probably won't come up that high, right? Because these, you know, Bitcoin's fibs aren't exactly as accurate. I mean, the more accurate fib to take is from the total market cap. Those work out pretty well. All right. Right. And then, yeah, swing high to swing low, around your 0.5 fib, something like that. So that's a definite possibility. Depending, or you can go to the moon. Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? You just trade what you see. But also, if you're really looking at really high term time frames, and you know, which is something you really do want to consider, is you got the sell signal here, and your 5 and your 5 crosses underneath your 13. All right, on your 3-month time frame, and you've just been getting rejected off that crap, man. 24.4. All right, so in essence, that's like this level right here, 24,300, is a massive level. All right, you come to your 6-month time frame, and to me, I wouldn't look at the 6-month, but you're gonna get a new 2-month candle. Oh, look at that, 2-month. This is a great. Oh, and look at that, sitting right there, your 13 EMA on your 2-month. So maybe the next 2-month candle closes up here. All right, I mean, in essence, you've almost got a bullish engulfing candle on your 2-month. If you get a huge move tomorrow, back up into here. All right, that would be a bullish engulfing 2-month candle. All right, it would have engulfed the past 3 candles. That would be huge. So just look out for that. All right, maybe you get some kind of news tomorrow that pushes this up. But we'll see. You know, right now you're pushing on that 5 EMA is just laying on top. The ketchup is just laying on top of you, man. It's just laying on top of you. All right, and again, you're getting rejected off your 50 EMA quite often. So, you know, just be mindful of that. All right, and your 21 EMA sits up here in this zone right here, 27,600. All right, that's going to be a huge level, a massive level, right? Because this was your 3-day, 200 EMA. Yeah, this is a big zone for me, a big zone, and I think that from this swing high, right? If you come from this swing high, yeah, that is your 702 retracement. All right, which you know they love to come to. All right, you can get that retracement. All right, if you come the other way with it, market maker trend. Right, swing high to swing low. You know, you got. See, you're right around your 382 fib, and that is in essence, you know, something the market makers trade to. In fact, if you go from the actual swing high right there, you're just missing it. You're like just missing it. This could be your swing high here. Right here. That makes more sense from that perspective, right? Because that's this price action up here, these pins on your 382 fib, which we know would be like your market maker fib. All right, if you look at it from that perspective, and then you come back over here and you book the retracement. Oh, it doesn't really line up. Oh, we lined up this way. Duh. You got it from there. See, it's not exactly the same thing. What do we expect? honestly, with that liquidity up there like that, I don't know. I don't know, man. You got bear div. This is, to me, you're in a no trade zone. You're in a no trade zone. What I would do is, again, you want to be highly selective off the extremes of the range. Okay? That in essence is how you want to play this. So, you know, you can do it from the most recent range, right? Where, again, you kind of got the long here already. This kind of already would have played out. All right. Damn. You know, 16.8 from there. This can't be right, man. This can't be right. Come back over here. Take it from the new range. Yeah, that's crazy. Value area, right there, bam. Where they blew it out from. I mean, that 20,800 level, it's a massive level. It's also your 3-day 50 EMA, right? That $21,000 zone, right? 21K. That is a huge zone. Because it could just be a deviation below this. But it's sketchy as hell. Sketchy as hell. We'll see how it goes, man. In all honesty, I think you get the move up. I think that you get the pump. I really do. I really do. Yeah. I'm leaning bullish on Bitcoin at the moment. I mean, look at the money flow on the 3-day. I mean, it looks like it's leveling out. You know, by the way, your 2-week actually crossed over into the red recently, right? And your momentum is coming up, right? And that can bring you up, but in essence, the money is coming out. Now, does that mean that price doesn't move up? I mean, that's how it kind of goes, doesn't it? See how price moves up as money is coming out, right? And then the money is out here, and they buy back in. So price kind of goes up as money is coming out on the 2-week, just so you know. And then you get your final move down, right? After you've kind of crossed over. You know? It's a little bit different here, though. It's a little bit different here. Because you moved up first. You stop hunted up quite a bit. And then you move down. This time it looks different, man. It looks different. It does look different. I know people don't want to say it's different. And they want to say this is Wyckoff accumulation. You know? And it very well could be. But the Dixie looks super duper bullish. Okay? And the yields. What's the bond? Sorry. The yields, man. The yields. The yields. Look at that. The monthly closes tomorrow. And you're engulfing the previous 2 candles here. Okay? That's very, very bullish on the yields. Alright. Your S&P. The futures, at least. You know, I mean, on a weekly time frame, you know, your momentum, everything is pointing to the downside on a weekly time frame here. You know, the Dow Jones, same deal. You got, it looks like uneven butt cheeks, but it's not. But, you know, VWAP is pointed to the fucking downside, man. Money flow is coming out, dude. You know, you're underbought on your RSIs, but they're split. It doesn't look good. 2-week time frame. Oh man, look at this freaking trigger wave, dude. Like, give me an effing break, man. Like, this is just, no wonder like the shorts are just piling on. I could see a big short squeeze though. I don't know. Looks like it's moving down a little bit. So let's just go to the weekly real quick, the daily, and just look at what's going on. Let's go. I'm sorry. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Another spike up on your 1 hour. Pins issued to the top side. Volume is falling off. It doesn't look great. You got this vector up here. That would be something, right? So, where's your weekly low? All right, your low of the week, if you will. Something that you would want to see hold. So, Asia came on and made the high of the week here. So, this is a big level right here. This is your high of the week. Well, your initial high of the week. Alright. However, London ripped it to the upside. Brinks trade right here. This is now your high of the week. Now your low of the week, set in Asia at the beginning, is right here. Okay. Your I low, your initial low of the week. But then of now, you've made a lower low on the week all in New York, man. Well, the New York session was great. Great today for trading. And you made a new low of the week. Alright. But in essence, you know, the initial high and the initial low are the range, right? That is the most important things to be looking at here. Okay? The other stuff is a little bit arbitrary because alright. Now, alright. Today, alright. Sydney came out and they've set the high of the day. Alright. So, if you're looking for a short, alright, in essence, you want to take it from the high of the day. Alright? You want it to tap 3 times, alright? But without breaking, that is where you can go short. Alright? Just be mindful that this is on your 1 hour time frame, you have this big green vector up here. Alright? So, it's very possible that you can come up to about 23.6, alright, and take the rest of the vector on the 1 hour time frame. Be mindful of that. You come up in New York and then just reverse back down, alright? It could be something they come back to. They don't need to take this just right away, alright? We know how much liquidity there is up there and how close it is, alright? That's why I feel like it's an absolutely no trade zone. Alright, the only trade I would take, alright, is if in London or whatever, you get that move off the high of the day. Alright. You get this move up here, high of the day. 3 taps in London or New York, and they don't break it, then you can come back down to here. Alright, it's kind of, the Asian session has it blown out kind of a little bit. You know, a 1% range. Alright. A little scalp. Whatever. It's Tuesday. It's a good day for trading. Alright. You know, you could take a long off the low of the day. Alright. In essence, you got a lot. This is very wicky. Alright. You got long wicks down here. Now, we know about the wicks. That's the thing. Is that these are large body candle closes. You got wicks down here. They love the wicks. Let's look at the 4 hour. See, now the 4 hours got this wick up here too, man. But you also got this wick down here. So, you know, anybody that's long, and they've been long. Alright, look, you have to think of it like this. People that went long down here, okay? If they haven't paid themselves. They should have paid themselves by now, right? But the market makers know how much they have, alright? if they paid themselves, bring it up, because that's where everyone's thinking short at the moment, right? However, all right, you could get that move down. You could get that move down, you know. Look at your 800 EMA on your 4-hour, 21K. 21K is such a logical place for a wick. You can wick out all of the longs, man. Because look, if they come up, right? I mean, you can also think of it like this too. Nobody pays themselves. Nobody does. Okay? Where if they come up, they could take the short liquidity. Big spike up. Take it. The longs still won't pay themselves. Right? They could come down. Take the long liquidity. The shorts won't pay themselves. So, but look, that's why that 21K zone, because you would still, in essence, you could come down to, that 20,800 zone and then spike back up and make the higher low, right? So now you've taken the longs, right? And the shorts would then be unwilling to pay themselves because you got the wick. Is it a higher low? Is it not a higher low? Right? And then they can rip it to the upside. I'm thinking down before up, to be honest with you. I'm thinking down before up because if you come down, it'll give the Dixie a chance to remain bullish, get you up a little bit higher, which I really do. It just feels bullish at the moment. The whole market feels bullish at the moment. I mean, the whole market feels bearish at the moment. But maybe that's how it goes. It's just the opposite play. Things got to come up before they come down. But, you look at the VIX. And the VIX is at a crucial zone right here. You got your 200 and your 55 EMA. All right. You're right at your 50 EMA on your daily. Okay. You're getting a red dot. Look, I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes. I can't wait for tomorrow. USDT dominance. You get a little trend reversal here on your daily. Momentum is coming up on your 3-day, right? Bitcoin dominance. Money flow looking pretty good. Right? You got some vectors down here, but you also got a vector up here, so God knows. Alright, it is a very, 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 very interesting time. What's going on with the altcoins today? Render. What the hell? You getting a squeeze on render? Look at this. Oh, you got a daily green candle on render. Interesting. Look at that, right off your 50 EMA. But you got rejected off your 13 EMA. I mean, look at that. Down, retrace, back down here. Take this. Yeah. Alright. I don't know if I did a great job today, but yeah, I just wanted to come on and hang out. No one really came, and that's all gravy. Binance is extremely interesting chart. It's a very, very interesting chart. People are shorting the hell out of Binance right now. They all think it's going to go down. I don't disagree with them. Alright, you got this monthly vector down here that's aching. Monthly vectors usually get taken. So, I know you got a wick up here, but in essence, you got wicks in both directions. Alright, now you came down and you took this part. If you come back up and you take half that wick, that would be a great, great, great short. Maybe you get a little fake out. Come back down. That would be interesting. Because you do have a green dot that will confirm tomorrow. Alright? It will confirm tomorrow on the monthly time frame. So, that's something to think about. green dots don't really play around. Now you got a red dot. 2-week time frame. Momentum looks like a little bit of a trigger wave. Right? 3-week time frame, not so much. Weird ass time. Sometimes it's better just to wait around and see what the hell is gonna happen. Alright, daily time frame. Momentum is to the downside. Alright, this is momentum coming down. Money flow coming out. VWAP pointed down. Comes up, comes back down. Alright, anything can happen, but I'll see you guys.